Emma, a boudoir photographer, motivational speaker, self-love advocate, and soon-to-be published author, on one mission: to help you find comfort in being you. And I'm all about community over competition. Sharing is caring. So I want to share with you one of my dear friends, Kayla. Kayla and I go back a few years, maybe about 5 or 6. We met when we were both wedding photographers. And time ticked on, we lost contact, but our paths crossed again later in life, and I'm so happy that it did. We're both on the same mission to help people find the comfort, the courage, and the confidence to be exactly who they are meant to be. Kayla is a body confidence coach, self-love advocate, published author, and motivational speaker. And she teaches the fundamentals of how to really love who you are and the body that you are in. She went from being consumed by self-loathing and shame and turned into this really confident woman. And she wants to share her story with others to help them become that confident person as well. So I introduce to you Kayla. We both have a little chat about what self-love is all about and what she brings into her own life to make sure that self-love is a success for her. So here's Kayla. I am so happy that we could hang out together today, Kayla, and chat a little bit about self-love. So self-love is quite a broad term, and it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. So what does self-love mean to you?
Thank you for having me, by the way. I'm super excited that we get to have this conversation as well. It's a very important conversation. And as you said, self-love, I think, is a term that people get very confused, or like you said, it's very broad. And I think to simplify it, I would say that love isn't a feeling, it's a verb, it's an action. So it's acting like you love yourself, even if for some reason, maybe you're judging yourself, you're comparing yourself to other people, and you're not really feeling like you love yourself yet. That's okay. You can take action to act like you love yourself. So that's what self-love means to me, is that you're acting as if you love yourself.
Oh, I like that. I've never heard of it described that way before.
Yeah,
I like it.
New. It just I just made it up.
Made it on the spot. Awesome.
Right? Yeah.
So what was your aha moment? Like, what happened for you to think, you know what, I need to jump on this self-love journey for myself?
I think I got to the point where I had so much shame in my body and so much self-loathing that it was no longer tolerable. And the way that I got there was through so many different things that happened, experiences that happened in my life, whether it be bullying from my peers for always being curvy, or words that people that were close to me would say, or things that I was telling myself. And like I said, I just got to the point where I said no more. And I remember the night that happened, I hugged my body close and I literally had a conversation with her. As weird as that sounds to some people, I just apologized for all the abuse that I'd put her through in terms of who knows what, right? Like, I think most people can relate to, you go to college and you go crazy and you eat all the food, maybe you party and you drink and you have sex with people, like all that kind of abuse, right? Just complete abuse of my body and disconnection with my body and dishonoring of my body. And so I had apologized to her for all of that and vowed to take better care of her, and just said, I love you no matter what. I love you no matter what your body, like what it looks like, what the stretch marks, the whiteness, like too white or not tall enough or whatever. Like, I just don't care anymore. I'm just going to unconditionally accept myself and my body. And that's where the journey really began. I think that's where I started researching how to love and validate myself. And now I've been on this journey for about 5 years and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Couple of things I took out of that. One being when you said like you hugged yourself and you had a conversation with her. And yeah, it does sound very foreign to some people. I was probably one of those people once upon a time, but I ain't like now. I give my body a name. She's called Nora.
Yeah.
Because if I have a name for her, I'm not going to be mean to her because I'm not mean, like I'm not mean to anybody else, right? So
Right.
I gave my body a name, and that was one step for me. And then another thing about shoot, it's left my brain. What am I saying? Yes, we put too much notion into what we look like.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, people. It just doesn't matter what we look like. We are more, you've said this, these are your words. You are more than a body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in our society, we've been taught that, especially as women, men too, but especially as women, that our value lies within our bodies. Our greatest value is within our bodies. Now, whether it be our beauty and our youth or ability to bear children, those kinds of things. Traditionally, that's how we've been valued, and it's time for that to change. It's time for us to remember our true value is inside these beautiful vessels, uniquely created by, I don't know who, our parents, creator, whoever, right? And if we didn't have a standard, all of this stuff would be ridiculous. But because diet culture and society, families, culture, like it all plays into how we show up and who we think we quote unquote should be.
Right.
And once you break yourself of those things, once you free yourself from those shackles, you get freedom. That's what you do. You get freedom to be you, just be you. Like, that's more your brand stuff. And I love it. It's just be you. That's what you get to be when you shed all of that societal stuff.
Yeah. And as you've said, again, quoting Kayla, stop shooting on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Who would you be if you didn't have expectations of yourself? If there was no shoulds? That's what we do in my retreat, is we figure out who is it that I truly desire to be as a woman, as a person in my community, as a mother, as whoever, whatever your identity is, but who do you actually want to be? Yeah. It's literally creating your identity, and you get to create your identity from the ground up. And that's kind of, when I share my story of my divorce, I always say it was identity shattering, because I was no longer who I thought I was going to be. And I had the freedom to choose completely from scratch who I was going to be. And I created that woman. And I'm proud to say that I'm proud of her, and I love her.
That's so magical.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So, I mean, we're all human. No one's perfect. We all have struggles because, that's life. But how do you bounce back from that struggle or getting in a funk? What's the first thing you turn to get out of that funk?
Well, firstly, it's to stop judging yourself for being human. Like you said, we're all human, we're all learning. And when we have that realization that we don't need to be perfect, again, there comes the freedom, because you can make mistakes, you can learn, you can grow, you can play, you can accidentally hurt people. This is life. And of course, we don't want to go around intentionally hurting people, but it is part of the learning process. And when you realize that it doesn't make you a bad person, it just makes you human, and you accept that, that's such a gift. But I guess the one thing that I usually go to, and the reason I bring up judgment, is because you can't be grateful for something and judge it at the same time. So gratitude is the greatest, simplest, but most powerful tool that I use in my life every single day to shift my perspective about myself and my body. So I practice having gratitude, not only for the beautiful things around me and for my life, but also for myself, for the choices that I've made, especially the difficult conversations that I've had, the relationships that I've created. Like, consciously created, even with you, Emma, you know, for working together with business and my relationship with my partner. And as you begin to be grateful and that becomes your default way of functioning in the world, you again get that freedom, that peace.
Yeah.
And it will shift your perspective. So for example, if you are judging your body, let's just say, we'll use that as an example. It's a very common example. If you shift it into gratitude instead, like let's say you were judging your arms and thinking they look big, they're too big, or they're too manly, or they're too, who knows, too something, or not enough of something, right? They're not right, quote unquote. That's ding-a-ling-ling. That's your red flag. Like, okay, I'm judging myself. Another indication that you're doing that is you're going to start to feel crappy, like lower vibration. You're going to experience those emotions of shame, maybe regret, maybe those kinds of things. And that's your cue. Your emotions are your cue to go, okay, wait, what are my thoughts? What's happening up here? So likely you're judging yourself, and how you can shift out of judgment is gratitude. And it can be something as simple as, oh, I'm really grateful for my arms. They helped me drink my water today, or my coffee, or do my hair and my makeup this morning. Holy smokes, I'm so grateful that I have arms. Right. And that goes for anyone. And I want to extend that to even maybe somebody who is watching this who doesn't have arms, right? Maybe you have legs, maybe you have, you know, like there's always something. You're breathing right now. You're watching this video right now. Yeah. So there is always something that we can be grateful for about our bodies, because they are literally carrying us through this life. And as you said, they're our best friend. That they're the only ones like that are going to be there from the beginning to the end. And your body is like your best friend. It just follows you around like a little puppy dog.
Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. Gratitude is so powerful. Mm-hmm. Like I'm the same. I do it every day. I show my gratitude for things around me or people around me. But like you said as well, I also show gratitude for myself. So I acknowledge my achievements and my accomplishments and my strengths. And I mean, sometimes I even acknowledge like physical attributes of myself, because yes, it's not all about our bodies, but we still have one. So, you know, we should send some love to it.
Yes, absolutely. Our bodies love being loved.
Yes.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. And I do believe that, you know, like a smile, love can be contagious if you let it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So going on to love, we'll carry on from that. What do you love most about being you?
That's a tough one. That really is. It's even though you shared the questions with me before, it's like, and it's not because I can't think of anything. It's hard to pick one thing.
Well, list them off, girl.
Right? At least at this point in my journey. I guess when you asked me this time, the first thing that came up was, I am so proud of myself for the tenacity to not give up in my messaging and my business, because, you know, Lord knows entrepreneurship is not easy whatsoever. Perfect strangers online. So that's what I love about me, is my courage to show up, even in the face of fear and judgment from other people, which has happened. And, you know, I have the tools to deal with it, and I move through it. Not to say that I don't notice it, or that it has never affected me, because it has judgment from other people, or even judgment on myself. I have bad body image days, but I have the tools to deal with them. So I think that's the difference between the beginning of my journey and now, is that I have the tools and I can use them. And I think that would be one of the best things that I love about myself. But there's a lot. I'm smart, I'm kind, I'm compassionate, like, and I think that all these all these things, with me acknowledging that, like you said, kind of building off what you said, is like getting comfortable with celebrating yourself. And I've learned that on my journey as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. You are all of those things. You are definitely resilient on your journey. And again, having those tools, like I said before, we all still struggle. Doesn't matter how far along our self-love journey we are, how long we've been committed to it. You know, you okay?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, we still struggle, but it's all about having those tools in your back pocket to allow us to not unpack there. Like, don't stay there.
Yeah.
It's not a permanent place. Use those tools and get out and get up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd pass you a Kleenex, but
I don't know what's going on. Something's going on.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. I'm really passionate about what I do. So
Yeah.
I don't know where the tears are coming from, but
and it shows. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. If you could pass on one little tip or advice or tidbit or whatever you want to call it to anyone that's watching, you know, whether they're on the self-love journey, wanting to start, or maybe they're struggling, what would you say?
Well, I kind of gave the one away, which is using gratitude.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's don't try to do it alone. You know, join a community or get a mentor, or, you know, I didn't get to where I'm at by myself. I read books. I surrounded myself with positive other, you know, people who are body confidence influencers. I went and I did the work. Like, this has been a journey. It's not just, you know, I go to one event or something like that and I'm cured and I'm confident. Like, that's not how it works. Or you don't get one boudoir session from Emma and okay, you're good, you're cured. Like, you're going to be more confident, that's for sure. But there's always another level to be accessed. And I think it's just realizing and recognizing that it's over time that you get the results. Like, you don't snap your fingers and you're Beyonce confident. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So there is work and healing, and but I would say the one, if I could just narrow it down, one step is to not walk it alone. Like, join a community, or, you know, go to an event, get a mentor, something like that. Surround yourself with other people who are confident, loving, caring, and they want to see you win and they want to celebrate you too, and they can show you the way.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm all about community, all about it. We can't do it alone, and we're not alone. I think so many people feel alone, but you're not. You're just not alone. There's people out there, maybe they don't have the exact same struggles as you, but they're going through struggles, you know? So let's be each other's cheerleaders and encourage people. And just like you had said something about, you know, you don't wake up one day and suddenly you're confident, or you don't have a boudoir shoot and you're suddenly confident. Well, I mean, you'll have a bit of confidence, but, you know,
you're not cured.
Yeah, you're not cured, exactly. But you know, it brings me to, I was just blogging this morning, and one of the things I said was, there's always room for more. Always. So, like, you know me, you've known me for a long time. I am a happy person. That's just who I am. But through my journaling journey, and other things as well, like, you know, doing your program and all sorts of other things, and boudoir included. But yeah, my hubby said to me not that long ago, he's noticed a change, and he says, I'm happier. And at first, and I'm like, but I'm already happy. And that's when it kind of like sunk in that, you know what, there's always room for more. A happy person can still be happier. A confident person can still be more confident, you know?
Yeah, that's such a great way of viewing it.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Thank you for sharing that perspective. There's always room for improvement. And I guess my way of saying that is a bit more, I don't know. It's blunt, but it's like, you're not done the work until you're dead. That's how it is. Like, we're here for the long haul. Right. Or maybe for some people, short haul, like, you never know. And that's also why it's important to not keep putting it on the back burner. Because, like, let's say, for example, my mom who passed away at 56 in her sleep, we didn't know. Right. Can you imagine if she hadn't done things in her life because she didn't feel confident enough. Or I saw Alicia McCarville the other day in the group, right? She's saying she was depriving herself of the experience of going and having fun on the beach because she didn't feel good about her body.
Yeah.
And like you said, it doesn't really matter. We're just so afraid of what other people might say or think. But when you stand in your own truth and you look at the woman in the mirror and you love her, which again will take some work.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to fear what other people think. What other people think, really, that's how you get to the place in your life where you actually believe that. Because you can hear Emma and I saying that, and that we believe that, but you may not believe that for yourself yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And exactly, that's a key word, yet, is that it's a process, and it happens over time.
Yeah. And I like that tiny little word has so much power in it. So I know, like, affirmations are really powerful, but some people are like, well, I don't believe it. That's just not me. Or some people say fake it till you make it, but some people are like, no, I can't do that. But if you add that one little word onto the end of I'm not confident yet, that's way more powerful than saying I'm not confident.
And
it's
or saying I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Or you can say, instead of, if affirmations are a tricky thing, but you can say, we talked about this in the retreat, but I'll give you guys this tidbit, is you can say, if it feels like a lie, I'm confident. You can say I'm in the process of becoming confident.
Yeah. I'd like that, because that's more positive rather than saying I am not something.
Yeah.
And then you're avoiding that little negative word in there. Yeah. Good. I like it. Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks so much, Kayla. That was such a wonderful conversation. I knew it would be. So, guys, if you want to learn more about Kayla, there's actually a blog over on my webpage that Kayla has written, and it's a little insight into her story. And then at the bottom of that blog are her links, so you can follow her on Instagram and Facebook and all the good stuff, and follow her journey. And yeah, maybe one day Kayla can help you.
Would love to. Be honored.
Exactly. All right. See you later.